Hey, beautiful people, this is Davinci Resolve 17 Beta 4. It's running on Linux. Maybe you're watching this and you're just kind of curious. And you're like, hey, man, how's it work on Linux? Same way as it's going to run on a Mac or a PC. You can see it's running on a 1920X, first-gen Threadripper, 31.3 gigabytes of RAM, if you believe that, and it's 32 gigs, and NVIDIA 2060. So you might be wondering, like, what can I get away with the 2060? Pretty much anything you want to do with 1080p. You can handle most 4K as long as you're light with like temporal noise reduction. You're not going crazy with the color grading. It can pull it off. It's just a little chuggy, but 1080p is going to be fine. So what do we have? Linux Gamecast Weekly. This is a podcast we do on Saturdays. Come watch it live. And I don't do anything fancy in this. If you're looking for like some cool tricks or anything like that, this is not going to be the thing. This is what I start with. So this is going to be about 196.1 gigs. It's 4 segments. It's about an hour of DNX HD 290, 1080p 60. And each one of these video tracks, you know, it has 4 or 5 audio tracks recorded Float 32. Is the audio chain, and what I've done with these WAV files is I've just extracted the audio and mixed all the tracks down to a single mono track just to make things easier for me. Now I have all that loaded into the project, so let's get to it because there's really not much to show off. Let me pull the heat mill segment. You can see we have 3, 4, 5 audio tracks, and if I wanted to, you know, everything's there. I could switch over to
a bash loop.
Yeah, the mixer, and I could edit this on the fly. Do auto. Well, on Linux, you're not going to be using a control surface unless it's that $3,000 control surface, because Blackmagic gonna Blackmagic. On Windows and Mac, you can use like the control surface, like one of my X-Touch compats or something like that. But I don't use Davinci for audio because I'm not terribly pleased with Fairlight in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So what I have to do here is I'm going to unlink the clips and I'm going to pull out spoken word, and I'm going to insert my mix down. That last track is a little bit of background music. Now you do notice, look at this, man. This has been an issue, but this has been an issue with Resolve 16 in general. If you're wondering, operating system Debian 10, all my Blackmagic hardware is supported, but they're still like, you need to use CentOS, and they're going to have to change that pretty soon, right? But to the point, the waveforms don't fully render, so that can make things tricky sometimes. Cue the music. Get a little background music in there. I might want to bring that up 8:30, just a smidge. That looks good. All right. I'm Venn. So we have our heat mail. I'm going to link the clips. Now, the reason I'm smashing everything over here to line it is, even though you can have lock enabled for that, and, you know, just snapping. And when you try to align stuff to that part, 95% of the time it does it right, but sometimes it'll just throw it off just enough. So that's my little safety trick I've learned with Resolve, but I gotta work backwards, so we're gonna be going into the chairs real quick. Same thing, we're gonna be nuking all of that. Then I'm going to take my mix down, and you can see this is set to mono, and you gotta keep track of that, you know, what's gonna be stereo and what's gonna be mono. We're gonna link that, then we're gonna have the chair segment, then we need to get to the news, which was a bit long because I accidentally left OBS running and recording, so I'm going to have to trim that just to get going. Let's see, link clips. Yeah, that's all the after show. Let's go ahead and trim that while we're here. We'll end on that, huh? Okay, let's trim that. There we go. And we'll scooch that. Let's just go ahead and scooch all of that back because I don't know how long's the Steam segment. Nowhere near that long. Let's move that there. And once again, like magic. One drop Steam in. Line it up. Link the clips. And we're good to go. For the most part, I typically do a intro. So I'll probably want to dig one of those out and see, you know, hey, did we say anything funny or something that would make you go, what is this? You know, maybe a little curious. Just kind of like a little stinger. It's better than, because you know, we don't do ads for the show. Or patreon.com/LinuxGamecast. Yay, that's how we finance everything. So I always put something up front. Usually I'll just look for like one of the three of us cracking up a little bit. That's usually it. I might just have to pull an example. Hang on, I'm laughing about something there, I think. Was I?
I don't know. The one thing that's a little disappointing with this release, I mean...
Pedro's a pretty good touchstone. All right, let's see. Let's see what was said here. The trying people are like, we tried that.
No.
It's like, you clearly made this in 3. Let me reorient.
All right, we're just going to use that for an example of what I do. There we go. Okay, so I'll pull that there.
It's like you...
Having the active audio is quite handy. If you're wondering what I'm using for audio, I'm just going to copy this. I'm using a Decklink Intensity Pro 4K. Yeah. And I'm using the Spitif out on that. And that was kind of fun. It was kind of interesting to get it to record with one of my interfaces. Normally it's easy in just playback mode, but to get it recorded, I had to do some trickery. So let's see what we'd start the show with.
It's like, you clearly made this in 3. Let me reorient the camera, please.
That's gonna have to work. We'll want that to fade in a little bit. No, let's get a good look here.
It's like, you clearly...
All right, I can live with that.
It's like, you clearly made this in 3.
I always try to make it look just a little bit different at the beginning. Again, just to get like, hey, what's going on? So I'm going to go ahead and make that monochrome. Then I'm going to hit Alt-L. That'll give me a layer. So now I can just do some curves. And what I'm going to do is draw attention to our wall of fine, upstanding cannibals. If you tuned in for advanced Davinci Resolve tricks, this is about as advanced as I get. This is just doing a color mask. You can see OBS over there. You can see them. I record. All the stuff's baked, man. I don't like play it around in editors for hours upon hours. Our turnaround for a show is with video, audio, everything out the door, ready to go 2 hours. All right, so you see I've done that. I'm going to come back over here.
It's like, you clearly made this in 3. Let me reorient the camera, please.
Okay, well, we got that. I'm going to go into my bin. My bin's where I get like my little bumpers and music. And I'm going to... We're going to have the free software song, then... I think the digital glitch title. Yeah. This is the one I'm using now. Oh. Small text. Large text. It's gonna be Linux Gamecast, and we're gonna change that to... What episode was this? 434? We'll do that. I'll tell you, the 2060 does not like this glitch effect. I've had to like pre-render the bumper glitches because it can cut through this. You can see the blue line. You get real close to the screen. That's where it's caching it. So, boop. And then you can just wait for a long, long time. We'll let it continue on. I need to get everything a little bit closer. There we go. Now I can get back to work. So where does this start? Roughly about there. Now, I guess we should talk about, let's use the cut tool. NLEs on Linux. There's some workable open source tools available. You know, what comes to mind, I'm going to mute that for a second, is like KDN Live. I started doing this, my video editing for these shows on KDN Live years and years ago, like a decade ago with KDN Live. Eventually I moved over to OpenShot and then back to KDN Live. Now what I've done there is just kind of faded that out. So you'll have that, but with that, I'm going to add a take two. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Little blur. So we'll get the that effect. Oh, Jordan's got the vapors. Poor boy. Look at him. He's melted.
Giving news, reviews, how to's, and most important.
I like KDN Live. I do. But unlike, like, we'll say something like Blender, right? Blender can trade blows 100% with any commercial 3D modeling software. It just can, but it's night and day difference with, you know, nobody wants to go out and spend $300 on, I mean, you can get the free version of this. This is a studio version, but I played with the free version for several months, and it was life-changing for being able to get the shows out, because, I mean, little things like just having the ability to drag like that, that's something that's not in KDE, and that's game-changing all by itself. What I have to do real quick is get this audio balanced out. So what I need to do by that, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to disable these effects, and I'm going to unmute that so I can get an idea of, that's a little I'm going to bring it down just, okay, so I'm coming in, I need to add some drop downs, maybe one there, let's have a listen.
And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly. The show covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else.
Let me check something. No,
welcome back to another
that's fine.
Gamecast Weekly.
So I'll take that. Let's...
Gamecast Weekly. The show covers the latest.
Whatever the hell.
News, reviews, how-tos, and
okay, so we got the aux.
Whatever the hell else.
If you've ever wondered that, I'm going to make that as blippy as possible. Let's see how long it is.
The hell else? The hell else?
That's right. Dozens of seconds go into making this, just so. There we go. All right. So good there. I'm going to add another one of those, and I'm going to put one of those right here and just kind of drag that down. Blade tool, and I'm done with that. Backspace. That was a hard thing to learn. If you hit delete, it'll shift everything in the timeline. So once you get used to that, so this thing's almost done. By almost, you know, if I cut the effects on, you get an idea of how long this took to render. If I didn't have to change the title number. See, it's not quite done yet.
Gamecast Weekly. The show covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with.
You see how that works. Fades in, fades out.
Don't hear it, LGC.
And yeah, everything else is like baked into the show. We record things and all the fancy stuff is done live. You know, any effects, all the 3-shots, all the audio stuff is mixed and mastered live for the live stream. That's one of my goals, was to make sure that if you didn't have the live experience, we're going to show you what's possible. So that's all that. We're just going to get to the end, and gotta love a hardware accelerated timelines.
There must be some kind of way out of here.
Maybe it's too long.
Sorry. The two.
Get some really.
Oh,
okay. All right.
There must be some kind of way out of here.
Like that. Let's pull that off, and we're gonna need some bumpers. So we'll need the news glitch, pre-made assets. That's how you know that you're fancy, right? Let's see. I'm just gonna put that in, and let's give it.
Must be some kind of way out of here.
No. So that's not so abrupt. Nope, I don't like that.
Get some really.
All right, that's a better place. That's a better place. Sorry, Jordan. Let's just move that, and there we go. Good. Let's get the news. It's the news. Typically, you can just look at the auto-generated thumbnails to get an idea, but then again, scrubbing. There we go. It's fast enough. There we go.
Wouldn't you?
So I'm just going to pull that over here. If you're watching this, like, screaming at the monitor because you, like, know some tips or tricks, because I just do some very simple stuff, let me know in the comments. Let's pull that back. Let's get an idea of how that's going to look.
Get some really.
No, Pedro, I wouldn't. Okay, so we're good. Shift Z. That's a great button. Huge fan of that button. That'll just show you your entire timeline. Let's pull. Oh, too close. There we go. Now we need to do one for the chair acquisition, which I know. News. Do I have, like, the... There it is. Don't you love it when things just hide right in front of you, huh? Disco sucks, according to that old man on the left-hand corner. I disagree with that. Alright, let's just get that in.
Disco sucks.
Good. Wait, did I... Why do I have more news? Oh! You know what we did? You know what we did? I know what we did. We goofed up. So I need to control zoom. Aha! The, remember when we made that edit? Like right at the beginning, right? To make a little clip. Well... There it is. I forgot to join these back together. That's a good habit to get back into, right? That's not something you want to discover after you've pushed everything out.
Sucks. Trust me, I'm sure the Trine people...
And I do think I must have overwritten it, because that wasn't very smooth.
Trust me, I'm sure the Trine people...
Okay, so I guess we get to do a little bit of surgery. Harm. I want to do this. Let's move over here. And let's see. We're going to copy this. Maybe I can get away with this. Just quit being lazy. Minimize. There we go. I'm going to paste that in. Let's see.
This sucks.
It's like you clearly made this in 3.
Okay, that's it.
Sucks.
All right. Yeah.
It's like you clearly
this
made
would be
this
easy to fix.
in 3.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Davinci Resolve, easy to right-click, remove attributes, remove all video attributes. Boop. All I gotta do is
It's like
pull off the fade.
It's like you clearly made this in 3. Let me reorient the camera, please.
Good. Crises averted. Link clips. Not too far. Much scroll. I'm really interested in the like right now, if you buy a version of Davinci, not a Resolve commercial, I don't get any commission, but they're giving away a free speed cut editor for the cut page. It's just I don't like using the cut page, so it's not worth it. But maybe you do. Might be something to look into. Okay, we're good. Yeah, okay, we've already got that trimmed correctly. So like that.
Redneck money.
Good to go. Scooch some chairs and where do we start? There we go. If you've never watched the show, that sums it up right there. Nothing about wrestling, but it's all about lawn chairs. Not even joking.
It's the curse of the mummy, or in this case, the curse of the sister. I don't know. We're throwing chairs at Immortal Redneck.
And that's going to take care of a review segment. Like,
give us some hard pass.
All the triangle cams, video, all that's done live. Took a long time to get all that set up correctly, years, but it saves so much time. Where are we at? Hate mail, yeah. Let's see. Oh, right. Pedro and Jordan got into a slap fight, so I had to put a bow on it for them.
For the hate mail.
And I did. And we closed out the segment. And it's like, okay, as you were, gentlemen. And they just went right back at it for another 10 minutes. It was adorable. Let's see. That's the old hate mail. New hate mail. Look at it. It's new and improved.
For hate mail.
Almost done, kids. Our journey together. It's been fun. You know, we've grown. We've grown as people, and come on, where's the thing start? There it is. All right. I do that a lot. It's 100% on me, but that's where your zoom focus. Maybe there's a setting to like focus follows mouse. I've just never went and looked.
And you probably should be watching us live, because if you're not, well, then you're probably a little bit confused as to how that particular...
It's so we're getting towards the end. Get that. The credits are rolling.
Press me.
Kind of hot, but it really surprised me.
Okay, that's where we want to end. Again, these waveforms. I really wish I would have render. There's nothing, I mean, there's no like, maybe it'll pop up. They either do or do not. There is no try. So... There we go. Take that, and... let's just do a fade in. Oh, that's another thing. I messed up the audio track for the hate mail segment. So that's not going to be right. We need to do some surgery on that. Speaking of the worst, that's going to do it for, hopefully not the worst. Yeah, better. I didn't start off right, so I need to unlink that. I'm going to pull this down here, make sure it's on a stereo track.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's a bit loud, isn't it? Just a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, so I've kind of pre-queued the music. Checks out
8:30
every night on Twitch. I'm Venn Stone.
Get
a hold of me at Venn Stone on Twitter or
let's see how
just
that
at
one's
on our Mastodon.
Linux Gamecasts.
Oh man,
there we go. I think about right there. No,
worst we can do better.
433 Linux Gamecasts.
Oh man, we got to get it.
Good on you, past Venn. You gave me a point to throw that in. All right, so this is running.
Nixon's pyramid showed up as
when giant zombie Nixon emerges from his pyramid, starts shooting laser eyes.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hot, but it really surprised me.
And of course, at the end of any Linux Gamecast Weekly, we need, you know it, it's what you're here for.
Five dudes.
So let's run that out to its logical conclusion. We trim the ends. Get rid of the excess. Let's pull that back. That's nice and smooth.
Five dudes.
Boom. There we go. I wonder how long that took. I know. Wait, do I know how long that took? No, I don't have. Wait. Ah, boo. None of my timers. I thought I was going to cheat and use the one on the DAW, but I'm like, no, you just moved to the end of the session. So yeah. This is done, so I guess we could watch that.
It's like, you clearly made this in 3. Let me reorient the camera, please.
A little bit.
No.
And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly.
The blur is too long. Let's try that.
And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly. The show covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with.
So we got that. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And we get a bow on it. There you go. That's the Linux Gamecast Weekly. All nice and made on Linux. But yeah, Davinci's Davinci. It doesn't matter. Like if you put me inside of Davinci on a Mac, put me inside of Davinci on a Windows box, I would never speak to you again. But it's going to work just the same, man. Media, Fusion, Color, Fairlight. Your deliver tab's probably going to be a little different because, you know, you don't have C drives or whatever you have on a Mac. This is my directory under Mount Scratch. I have a dedicated drive just for rendering that out. And same options, you know, you can see I use this as a template each and every week. And you know, takes between 12 and 20 minutes, depending, to render out an hour of these shows. And you can, you know, you can jump through that, get an idea. You know, everything's DNX HD. Go watch my video on that if you're curious about how to do that with OBS. Just make sure you have some storage space. Like I said, it's about 120 gigs for an hour of 1080p 60. Same thing, video, QuickTime, 265, NVIDIA. This is my delivery for YouTube. Main, what is the disable frame reordering if you're using the NVIDIA encoder, or you'll just get weird results. Audio, PCM, which one thing I am glad I can do IEEE float. If I was saving a local copy for myself, that's what I would be using. But this is going to YouTube, and YouTube likes to eat glue, so we just do a PCM, 48K, 32-bit, just the main one stereo. I mean, you can like select timeline tracks if you want to do that. There's a bunch of presets, but I don't trust it. I'm old, get them a lot. So I just use the custom setup. But yeah, there you go. That's how we do a... What does this even look like in the cut page? Whatever that is, I don't think that's working right. Yeah, there's supposed to be a timeline. Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'd move it. That for the like 3 of you who might use the cut page. There it is. I don't know. That just angers and confuses me. It uses me like the entire time it's up there. I don't know what's supposed to be going on. Yeah, I kind of got the feeling that Blackmagic is like what Google did to Google Plus with that cut page. You're like, you'll love it. You'll love it. It's innovation. Don't nobody use it. Come on. Nobody does. You've made a thing to make people love it and give it away for free. We're still not going to love it. But yeah, there you go. Maybe answer some questions. If you like what we do, I do videos like this every now and then. This is definitely up for the people on the screen right now. Our patrons, they're the one who make all this nonsense possible. They are awesome for that, you know. But just like, wow, okay. So we get to keep doing this? Neat. And we try to bring you awesome stuff each and every week. But I'm going to get out of here, and I will definitely be back. I just realized that some things are... I'm looking at this upper left-hand corner. I'm like, man, was that the whole show? Yeah, it was. I'll have to go back and fix that. That I could very easily fix that by, you know, just doing an image overlay, but you know what? No one will notice. I just edited this entire thing and didn't notice. But yeah. All right, I'm out. This was long. I rambled. And yeah, come over to Linux. It was awesome. We get stuff done.